way reveals himself, and SDCC can tank up the tower when they go for this initial movement. It's exactly what happens, and that's a level 6 as well. The Reaper side is prepared. They need the damage to come in. Puppey with the charge, creates some space. Bart's going to arrive too. Mid one turning on that Nova. How much damage can he do? The sides will fall, but mid one will tank it through, and it's actually going to be Kaka, the first one to fall. Faith caught on the steps of the Cathedral. As Secret will move forward looking for another target, but Newbee are already bailing out this one. This did not work, and we saw that power of Team Secret to bring the numbers in very quickly.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem for Newbee. That was a 4-on-1, so they had at least 3-4 seconds of just 4-on-1 action, but couldn't burst down the Vengeful Spirit at all.
Let's have a quick look at it again. So, initiation stance, Newbie definitely wanted ace, but Puppey creates such space.
But Kaka didn't fissure. Maybe he could have sticked earlier, and then it would have been a really tight timing to block the fissure or block the charge from Puppey, but possibly could have done it, I would say. But still, he was kind of hesitating as to where would be the best place to cast it. He didn't want to trap himself in.
Well, at that point, you kind of got to sacrifice yourself. If Newbee was capable of winning that fight, but you definitely see that early power that can come from the Leshrac. And the fact they're all able to survive, they shrine up efficiently, move straight back into the lanes.
I love Leshrac. The hero's great.
Whatever, like, he dropped off. Why did he drop off, in your mind?
I don't know. He just seemed like he didn't do well versus some of the meta heroes. Just as with many other heroes that fall off. I don't know, he didn't really get nerfed that hard. He did get that huge nerf after TI6, but after that, kind of just not that many heroes were...
Is it like that indirect effect? Like the other heroes are just better choices than what he was going to offer?
Generally, yeah. Other heroes are way better versus BKB too. I think it's a big issue if your mid hero can't do crap versus BKB.
See all the anti-mages coming back again as Team Secret try and bring Leshrac back into the meta. Kaka looking for the fissure, able to connect over on Ace, charge forward again, Puppey the right place, wheeling back KP and Faith with that charge forward, but Mugi into the fight. They're bringing in that Weaver, but Wrath of Nature. Kaka has to be sacrificed once again. Fana's here. Everybody is here apart from Leshrac, so Mugi goes for something he can kill, and that's going to be a courier. The Gemnet attack will allow him to get it, or actually will it? No, that courier ended up surviving. It backed all the way out as KP died once more.
Wow, I thought he had a Geminate on it.
Yeah, there was the 2 attacks flying through the air.
Not sure what happened.
Yeah, neither am I. I don't know if we can get replays on stuff that we didn't see on the screen. Either way, a courier manages to survive somehow.
Newbee are playing very aggressively, which you wouldn't actually expect from their sort of lineup. I think they need to actually just chill out a little bit.
Yeah, so there's the first attack, and then the Gemini attack flies right behind. Does it miss? Oh well, that happened.
They need a player, I would say, around the Venomancer a little bit more, because they're going to be trying to kill him a lot, because I would say he's generally a pretty easy kill. Like, Necrophos can stay alive long enough, but like if they're not swift enough to defend the Veno, they're not going to get, like, one of Veno's greatest strengths is, like, if you try and kill him, he's going to do a lot of damage to you, but if you're not actually there at the exact moment that they go on the... Oh no.
Mid one, Kaka, the charge is coming in as well, plus the relocate.
If you're not there at the exact moment that you go on the Venomancer, then they're just going to heal up from the IO. So, yeah, Secret, this first couple minutes not terribly smooth from them, but Newbee weren't able to make anything happen with the Shaker and the Rubik duo.
They still need to get a lot done with this combination, Team Secret. Like, a lot of it, we were saying, like Sin said it perfectly, you don't see them winning this late game with what they've got.
Well,
so
the Wisp is in the right place
damage
at the right time, and so has the Spirit Breaker. So their supports have just been playing much, much better and making things happen around the map.
So when you beg the other question, like, is this the hero pickup just, is it comfortable for Newbee, or is it just so they're denying it to Team Secret by picking up that Rubik early on?
That's what you mentioned.
So you can play it, but is it what you're really good at? Right now, this Team Secret draft just seems to synergize perfectly, and Newbee, they haven't had a great answer to it just yet.
Maybe like a Hood Necrophos will help him out, but Necrophos actually went for a different build. He's going phase into 4 staff on Necrophos.
That fissure, there wasn't enough commitment from Newbee. They couldn't catch him up. The Leshrac was just moving too fast. He backed out mid one just at the right time.
I think they're going to be in a lot of trouble because Necrophos isn't going to be tanky enough. Ghost Shroud is usually pretty good, but Lesh, the good thing about Lesh this game is he doesn't actually need a Diffusal Blade to deal with the Necrophos. Most cores need a Diffusal to deal with Necrophos because you just don't have enough magic damage output, but Leshrac, I think he would actually love if Necrophos went into Ghost Shroud this game, especially with no alternative source of heal from his teammates.
They're TPing IO in towards the mid, so it looks like they might finally put enough pressure to bring down the tier 1 tower. At the same time, Newbee, Faith and Kaka forever holding hands, roaming around. But there's still no level 6 on Faith. You still don't have that ability to steal, while players like Fada, not a bad record for him, and it's quick movement into that Orchid on the Nature's Prophet. But do you actually think he's meant to be disabling? Out of all the choices, is it just to stop the Venomance from getting that big dot damage?
It's one of the best items versus Necrophos too, because Necrophos don't build BKB.
Ooh, swap, charge in, and this is a very quick kill on Kaka. They're even having Wrath of Nature bouncing across the map.
Yeah, so things are going pretty smoothly for Secret. They just need to make sure to continue to take down T1s and T2 so they can keep their farm up. So going into the later game, they're going to need, like going into 30 minutes, right now I would say they need like, 10,000 net worth lead at the minimum to be able to feel okay going 40-50 plus. But at this pace, they should feel very comfortable. And they can do Rosh very easily with their lineup too. That's one of the reasons I do really like the core bench pick. It's so good at taking down Rosh.
Again, Newbee. This Fissure will be able to connect. Faith is not in range for his telekinesis. Maybe if SDCC threw out the Scythe, but they needed the Scythe to find the kill, so it was a hard point for decision making. And they dragged Mugi off that top lane, allowing Fada to now add more pressure to the tier 2.
He doesn't have that much HP. It's like 1100 HP on the Leshrac, but Leshrac's actually an extremely fast hero, and he also went for the movement speed talent at level 10. They're probably like, why is this damn horse so fast?
And he's not a horse, he's a unicorn.
I don't know what he is, actually. Or Slacks for lore when you need him.
Yeah, we need Slacks for that stuff. He looks like a cross. Like, maybe he's a distant cousin of Centaur, like Centaur?
Kind of. I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's like a pony and a centaur got together and made Leshrac.
Yeah, I guess you could just call him Disco Pony.
Disco Pony. I'm down. Yeah, Disco Pony. That's it. That's his taunt. So mid-tower is finally brought down. Only took Secret 4 attempts to do it, but they kept forcing rotations down from Newbee every time, and now it's Secret's turn to rotate. They know the Shikuchi from Mugi's going back. Puppey lost sight of him for a second. Mugi just slipping up into the trees, breaking the vision line of Puppey.
So how do Newbee get back in this game?
Normally we would turn and say, oh, you're going to farm up with an empowered up Juggernaut. Oh wait, no, that was Team Secret. Or some kind of like good farmer, but you don't even have like great ancient clearance with the Weaver. There seems to be kills is the only way. Venomancer can sit in the like in the triangle camp and just farm that on Dire side, so you can catch up that way.
But how do they actually catch people out? There's no Blink Dagger on Shaker. They're smoking, but
it's Fissure to telekinesis. That's going to be it.
So underwhelming.
Oh, they're going to find Puppey, Ace, and mid one. Everything they did not want to find. The Fissure cancelling the charge through. Puppey on the wrong side of that Fissure again. And Mugi wants to attack through the front. Has a time lapse out, realizing just how much damage that Pulse plus Edict of mid one does. SDCC trapped up inside of the Sprout. Fada in the back lines. Mugi's playing with him as Puppey just wants to go in deep. KP forced to ulti. He's ticking down at the moment to all the trees that's there with the bouncing Fabot. Mugi Shikuchiing through Yapsor. They finally get rid of that Master Stain and they steal the extra stun. Magic Missile into Ace. The Scythe will execute him. Exactly what Newbee want. Team Secret, they thought they had the power for the fight, but they thought wrong.
Damn, that was a great Fissure. I think he had 2 really good Fissures in that fight from Kaka. But they smoked to the exact right place where they had vision. It was kind of really awkward because Secret were expecting that gank in that position, but they didn't actually expect Newbee to have an Overlord placed there beforehand. So they finally eliminated the Wisp early in the fight. I think Mugi did the majority of the damage to the Wisp. And right now, Secret just have to protect their Wisp a lot better, but they don't have like that great of like instant disables to prevent them from zerging down. Because Mugi's, he would gladly trade time lapse to get Wisp down to a health where he can't tether into the fight.
When he has that Diffusal Blade as well, life is going to be easier for him to get that attack.
Yeah, they might need like swaps out or something like that in order to save him, but
that's not the way you want to play it, right? Like the VS is meant to be swapping in to initiate. Because the Spirit Breaker can't be guaranteed to get through any further. Like the fact that this is probably the first fight in a while where Puppy's charge hasn't knocked back 2 heroes.
Yeah, they can easily just wait for the Orchid though. Nature's Prophet, 700 gold. So he's going to have it in less than a minute. And then after that, they can just kill the Weaver. Because Weaver went to Fusel first. So there's no way for him to get out of the Orchid for a very long time. Was it going to get BKB, Linken's not reliable versus NP, or what, Manta, Lotus, Yules. These are all pretty terrible items on him. So I don't actually know. I guess he's going to have to get BKB.
On the Weaver?
Probably. It's a really early Orchid. You charge him, you teleport in, you Orchid him, he's dead. And he can't even farm outside the map too, so I think he's gonna have to go... I mean, Link is a really good Spirit Breaker, so either or.
Yeah, well, the amount of stuns which come after that is pretty minimal from Team Secret. Isn't that kind of what you build for anyway?
You're gonna just get hit by like random stuff, Lightning Storm, like NP Ultimate.
But you have to soak something up. Right now, Team Secret, they're doing what you were talking about, going in for Roshan. They already have the Observer Ward on top of the Dire Shrines. They're very well aware of... Well, actually, no, they're not. They're aware of SEC moving over, but everyone else under the cover of smoke. So the Observer Ward not seeing enough. Moogie will reveal himself.
Dire's bottom tower.
But Team Secret back out for the moment. Fada adding pressure to the bottom lane just to get Newbee to try and react or put some time pressure on them to do something.
Yeah, that should be a free tower for him. I'm not really sure why Fada's not pressuring. They did see him smoke directly under the shrine.
No, and they're still sitting underneath the Observer Ward. All right, now Fada's actually pressuring. Takes out the tower with 3 hits.
Yep, just waiting for 1 hero TPN, but maybe they're going to have to walk over here if they actually want to be able to. Oh, that's a good rune.
Maybe they let Fada take the tower, so Kaka, Invis, Echo Slam to start with, Tome to follow up, still has the fissure control and the scythe. Goodbye, Fada. You get the tower, but you also get 70 seconds on the sideline. Man,
Kaka's been so fortunate in the last couple minutes. He was at 200 gold in that before that first smoke on top. But those 2 great fissures and a fortuitous Invis rune. That's 2/3 of his Blink Dagger right there.
Well, they're back into Roshan. Now Team Secret, Echo Slam and Scythe are both down. Prophet can buy back if they want to take the fight. The charge forward goes towards Moogie. KP. Now this is throwing a spanner in the works from Team Secret with the Plague Ward's going down. A nice double fissure. Ends up actually stealing the pulse. They want to get closer, but relocate. Just pulling Ace back out to safety, so relocate falls. And Newbee, are they actually going to try and do this? It's a dangerous choice, but they're going in after Roshan. Team Secret see a lot as Puppy charges forward, pushing back too. The Nova is nice from KP, but is the Nova better from Lashrak? No, it's not. Newbee will survive. Fada brought back into the fight with that silence. He's going to end up killing off that Rubik Faith. He'll actually end up ticking from Puppy being right behind him as well, as Newbee losing way too many heroes. It's all up to SCCC, who's 4-staffed himself back up to the high ground.
But he got Roche.
He did.
Aegis. That is sick.
I can't believe they actually completed that with all of the stuns coming in from Team Secret. That's a fight I'd love to see again.
Wow, that was such a bold play from Newbee. They saw Roche at like 25%. They went in. And they got a buyback out of Nature's Prophet too. Wow. I actually can't believe that turned out so well for Newbee.
Now, you see SEC's net worth, because of that, like the top 3 belonged to Team Secret for so long. Now he's sitting up just shy of the Lashrak, who's down to 8 Bloodstone charges as well.
That was a really hectic fight. Like, I think Newbee were trying to, like, maybe cut them off with the fissure, because they don't actually have a good way to get across the fissure.
Oh. It's me again.
Tower is under attack.
It's not me again. Still, great fight. Maybe we can have a look at that later. But for now, regathering yourself in the lanes. The pressure on top lane, this time it's not being applied by Fada though. Like, it's being applied by Lashrak. You're pushing mid 1 up there to do it, as Fada a lot more cautious on the map.
He's going to have to be way more cautious once Earthshaker gets his Blink Dagger. After this creep wave, he should get it. But could potentially die. Not careful.
We've actually got really good ways to get in and out now. Even like that 4-stuff on the Necro. Like, you got the Hood, you got the Plate Mail, so he's already pretty tanky on that front, both armor as well as the resistance. But having 4-stuff gets you like easily out of the Sprout, gets you away from the damage which is coming in, but also potentially can push in the ES for that better initiation. And now you get a Venomance with 4-stuff. They can start kiting.
Yeah, they're gonna have a really hard time like actually just catching him out. A lot of their abilities are they have so much single target. The only one who does a massive amount of AoE is Leshrac, but he needs someone to set up the stun for him.
Well, they're coming in. Puppey starts his charge forward, going towards SCCC. Faith needs a grab, nice and quick. He doesn't have it, however. It's the chain stun, but the Necro, he just shrugs it off like it's nothing. Kaka's in the tree line, moving up, but that blink dagger is available. He jumps out of the trees, and Team Secret, they haven't got anything, and actually it's Newbee who can start turning this one around. Moogie, look for that swarm, look for the attack. KP's moving over as well. They got the Orchid over on the Necro, but now that won't really do anything. There's no follow-up to the silence or the amplification, and it's Puppey who's caught on the wrong side of the tracks, diffused up, completely bone drying the mana, and executed for good measure. Secret know this is nothing now. They back out, Fada pressures bottom lane to attack the tier 2 tower, and KP's already TPing down here to defend that.
So because Newbee have been playing so well as a ball of 5, I think Secret just have to tackle this way differently than they were. They did very well in the first 10 minutes, I would say, splitting Newbee's resources up. Their supports constantly had their eyes on mid lane, whereas they actually threw the majority of the pressure on the bottom lane. But now that Newbee are kind of just sitting together, T1s, they don't really care if they're around in that area. Then they're just looking to fight as 5. And Secret, they have to do this ability a lot better. And it's really just up to Fada, I would say. Like, Fada is the one that needs to be able to take down towers for free. He needs to be able to dodge the ganks when they go around, and he needs to be the one to split them up right now, because right now I don't really think he's putting enough pressure on the T2s and split push threat in order for Newbee to react. Like, well, that's counter to 5-man, right? You split them up in front of the map, and he's the one that's supposed to do so. Maybe Leshrac too. I think Leshrac can go out and then get relocated out at the last second, but that's a riskier play that you would do if you're more comfortable with that. Yep. But I'm not sure if they think they can get out alive.
Well, right now Team Secret are actually struggling with that problem of how do we kill off SCCC. Like, Newbee are going to keep doing what they just did. They put SCC on the front lines, and you want to initiate, you charge forward, you soak up 2 abilities, but then you can force staff away, you can fissure block them out, and then, okay, if that game doesn't work, Team Secret looking for something else, but they're scanning at the moment, but just a fraction of a second too late. Newbee is rotating down. Okay, they'll reveal themselves by coming behind the tower.
That's fine, as long as they don't lose Fada. Losing Spirit Breaker is okay, even if he gets Reapered.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, there's Fada doing his job.
Yep.
Attack the tier 2 tower, force them to come back, even sprouting to check the tree line. And that Satyr is really pumping the legs.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
I realize that runs so fast.
Dire's top tower.
He has Helmet Dominator.
It's just... That's a sprinter, right?
He went for a way less farm-oriented build too. This is a way more teamfight build with the helm to the lance. You'll see.
Oh, Newbee have to come back. Mid one's ready to attack, so KP just trying to force the lane. Probably not expecting Team Secret to defend in such a manner. And now it's up to Newbee to try and get that catch out up on the top. So Fada will be it. The relocate is pulling in mid one, but the scythe is already killed off Fada, down for a very long time. They've stolen the edict once again, so Yapsaw low on life, 4 seconds before he'll be out of this one. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, and he's out. But the damage is still there from Secret. Like, you lose Yapsaw, but SCC, the 4-star, it gets him away from the follow-up stun. He has to go Shroud. One, he's got his Death Pulse back up again too. Need to survive as he's so close to having that Radiance up and running, but now is the Rubik Faith being initiated. He's got to pick up Puppey, toss him away, but the top pressure is still on. They're coming in, they take the tier 3 tower, and Team Secret, they've opened up a window as they push the top lane.
So this was a very classic maneuver. You see the NP top, and then because of that, they have to react to that, and then they gank bottom, but then Secret make the next level move of relocating top to assist them in droves, and that was a very easy T3 from them. Moogie died at the start of the fight. Kaka did not do a great job of protecting him until he could get his time-lapse off.
So while we're in that replay, top melee racks did fall, and Ace actually got sniped. So they did sacrifice that for the melee racks.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But Team Secret still up that 1 racks.
Pretty happy with that. KP was just not really that great in position too. I guess he like kind of baited them to go on bottom, but again, you don't really want to be split up versus Wisp lineup. You're going to throw away your life for minimal gains versus the relocate.
Because Team Secret can always just bring in the numbers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They have a large upside in the fight too. With the Glimmer Cape on Puppey, if they block the Reaper Scythe, then the fight should go pretty easily for them. Because right now he gets a Reaper Scythe kill and then he's kind of unkillable for the next 5-10 seconds of the fight.
Yeah.
So blocking that is going to be so key, especially if one of your team is getting
Kaka able to get that initial stun, then blinks down, out, and the Scythe will find the kill, so Puppey will fall. They're looking for a secondary one. Hitting the Gale into Ace means there's a good follow-up. He'll swap back up for the relocate. He brought himself in range of the IO. So Newbee get denied the one position they wanted to kill off. Fada set a creep skipper, so this push from Newbee will be difficult to sustain. In fact, impossible. They don't have a creep wave. They will get the IO, but they still don't have the creep wave, so they can't push the tower. That's why Fada already down the bottom with the trees attacking into the tier 2. And Mugi can choose if he wants to deny or not.
Yep, he has to go BKB next, or get too much trouble and too much magic damage coming out from Flash.
Fada's going to snipe the tower. Is he sniping the... Yeah, they're coming into bottom. DT forward. There's your Orchid. Follow-up stun. Should be able to control up Mugi. And Kaka, he looks at it. But all he does is look. That's a death voyeur right there.
Yeah, he needs to do more farming this Weaver. Struggling a lot. That's the thing though, like, versus the early Orchid that won Nature's Prophet, there's just not really that many things you can do. Just have to play safe, maybe bait out with Kaka sitting behind you.
So how long does this continue to work for Team Secret? Like, the panel were talking about just how early game orientated Team Secret is. Where is that clock? And like,
it's fine. They took a rack around 25 minutes, and it was a melee rack at that. So you're okay with this. You're still gonna continue to scale. They had a little bit of a hiccup in the mid game, but.
So maybe the question I should phrase differently, like what's the timing target of Newbee where they feel like they're strong enough to keep delaying the game to win later? Like is it that BKB and Weaver actually have an influence?
Is when Weaver can be big enough in the fights where he can kill the Wisp and no one can really touch him because they don't have any solutions to BKB. But right now, I don't like, even if he BKBs, he might not have damage. They have double Glimmers. They have Sprout, which is actually a very large problem for Weaver, despite having BKB. He doesn't have any way to get out of it right now.
Yeah, you rely on the force staffs of either Necro or his supports.
Yeah, but do you really want to force that? Force staff your...
Force staff a Weaver? It's better than time-lapsing it out. What's he going to do? Go old school?
Well, he just wants to kill him. I think you just sit there. But
go 2008 build, get Battle Fury.
Disgusting. The Pike build's pretty good. I like the Pike build a lot because you can... Like, you have the vision from the Swarm. That's one of the biggest problems with Pike is you don't have any vision to get those extra attacks in. But with Track, Amplify, Swarm, these types of skills are really, really good at connecting and killing supports without really expending that many of your resources. So now BKB is coming out pretty good, considering they always kill Fada.
Roshan timing. No one broke the smoke earlier, so no Observer would scab this out. Prophet's going to TP inside the pit too. Yapsol pops out for a second, but... Okay, it looks like Newbee is working something out, but they're so quick with killing off Roshan. Observers and Sentry sees the Venomancer moving over, but KP's way too late in Fada. He actually BKBs to walk in close, looking for his initial target, so they've already killed off Roshan. They get even an Arcane Rune into the hands of the Leshrac.
That's a pretty sick play. Just BKB and walk in. Like, what is an Earthshaker going to do once you see that? You can't do anything. If you blink past them, the chances of you whiffing are just extremely high. And then if your smoke pops and you wait out the BKB, you lose Roche. So it's a win-win for Fada.
Not many times you'd say like a 10-second BKB that doesn't result in a fight is worth triggering.
Their lineup's pretty fragile / sensitive, right? So you don't really want a fight to go catastrophically. If there's, you know, a 5% chance of it going catastrophically and 0% chance if he just BKBs and walks out like that, you know, you take that if you're Secret. You're in a pretty good position now. Just need to use this Aegis to get a Rax and you'll be fine.
The Observer are a lot, face right behind him, a quick Orchid, they forced up, but the Sprout from Fada was after the forced up was done. So the pickup and throwback from Faith, he makes himself target number 1, the Wrath of Nature, hitting hard into SCCC, he's forced to go Shroud, the stun from mid-one, he's coming in close, the Amplification's doing its work, the Echo Slam, minimal effectiveness, but at least the stun will do it. Fada locked down and brought down Kaka, he can't survive for this, however, mid-one is just so big, with its own BKB, he's able to do so much damage. Yapsol will be the sacrificial lamb as Mugi finds himself a double kill out of this fight. But man, they need to respect mid one. He just stood there and dealt it.
Yeah, that's why I'm pretty surprised that Necros went for this Radiance build without the hood. It's really tough fighting into this lineup without a hood. And they don't have any diffusals, so like hood plus Ghost Shroud should make you very, very tanky in the fights. But he's just not that tanky. Yeah. But at the same time, he does realize that Mugi's very underfarmed and he has to build the BKB second item. So he's like, okay, well, where is that damage going to come from? But you don't really want like long sustained damage though. That's the thing I don't like about the Radiance game. Is like you're versus an IO. He is going to be able to out-heal this, like, you know, small ticks of damage coming out from Venomancer and Necrophos. Yeah. So you want, like, huge amounts of burst. Like, just Diffusal, kill the Wisp. You want, like, Veil into whatever burst you have, and then you want a Reaper. Like, fights that last longer than 5-10 seconds are not good for Newbee.
Well, that'll be easier for Newbee once Mugi has more damage. Like, he's queuing up the Desolator at the moment, and then he can focus on killing off the IO. Then that fight can happen, but with the way the fights are unfolding, Mugi's getting controlled up by Fada, and then he can regather his position and then look for YapzOr on the back lines, because he is the only one that can really reach the back line. I don't know if you can really commit a Blink Echo Slam to kill off the IO.
Maybe a Fissure.
Yeah, but like he's then the only one Mugi's that can reach the back line without sacrificing a huge amount.
I mean, IO's farm. You can tell YapzOr plays these farming supports a lot. And it kind of translates to his IO play, having Greaves already. It's a little absurd that he has Greaves. So now that he has Greaves, he can just Greaves out the Diffusal Purge.
Oh, nice swap. Very quick. Onto the ES. You do actually steal the Nether swap into Faith, so they have that as initiation now, but no ES at 44 seconds.
They don't
and
really
his Echo just came off cooldown too.
This is not great for them. They don't want to fight because Necrophos doesn't have buyback, nor does he have BKB, but Secret are going to force the issue.
Oh, mid one tries to go up. Heavy damage into the tower. There's no swap from Faith. As you said, they're not going to try and force that engagement, but Fada, the Treant in through the top, but now is looking to pressure in the bottom lane. And he's down there with Ace. In fact, that's exactly what Secret are doing. They're playing musical lanes at the moment. Just bounce from one to the other and then see which one you can land on before the music stops. The music is going to stop right now for the poor little Rubik, or maybe not. He glimmers and pushes himself out. The scythe, it doesn't kill off mid one. KP, finally the Nova, will be able to have a bit of an effect, but Ace swapped him straight back into his own death. It is a clusterfuck inside the base of Newbee. Fada wants to run away. He is gunked up, hidden inside the Sprout. The charge from Puppey creates just enough space for him to TP out and regenerate back in his own shrine. This is exactly what Secret want. They still haven't lost anything big. Puppey in the trees is an acceptable loss. Echo Slam a little bit further forward. They find their initiation, but the damage, it was more control, allowing Newbee now to move back to the front lines and give more space for Mugi to do some damage. The pickup and throwback is there from Faith. Mid one, however, he turns on the pulse once more. That spill damage with the Orchid. Mugi can't get out. Trapped in the trees with no push available. SC wants more, and he needs more. The death pulse, the damage. Fada cannot be allowed to escape a second time. He can buy back if he wants to. As SCCC, he is just outnumbered. Fada's coming back. The Ghost Shroud's letting him live as the YapzOr taunts him in the tree line. Newbee, they will lose everything. The second time Necro has died, Mugi as well as Faith will have to buy back. They know if they lose this lane of frags, they're crippled beyond repair.
And with this game, you can safely conclude that YapzOr can play Wisp.
That's decent enough. Someone push KP out of there. Okay, Glimmer Cape. They'll hide him with that, but then the charge is coming from Puppey. They see him perfectly. Faith have to pick him up and throw him back down again. Fada, the BKB protects him. They still want KP. They want these cores down. Mugi, he can't even bring in the damage. Faith trying to escape, able to do so. Glimmer Cape protected back to his own fountain, but they call it. Newbee realized that resistance is futile. Team Secret will take game one in this best of 3 series.
That long, drawn-out fight, there was a ton of great individual play. The obvious one was Speeder Breaker saving the Nature Prophet, but also SCCC, he actually almost won that fight with the Reaper on mid one before he got his beak.
turn to pick.
Where's Secret's stun?
They have duel.
Right. I mean, they just don't have very much in I mean, they have Pit, they have duel, you know, Void's a mini stun, but yeah, there's the Ursa. I really, when I saw these first picks by first 4 picks by Secret, I really thought you were going to see that Mugi Ursa. He's got the burst damage potential. Still, if I hadn't seen that first game, I'd once again call Newbee based on the draft. I just like the way that Secret played in that first game so much better.
I think this time Newbee's draft is better against Secrets than it was in the first game. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say this time they're going to play better. So
how many more times do they have to pick Veno against Secret before you're convinced that they can't do this?
I don't think Veno's the problem. Okay. That's the thing. I don't think that.
Veno's actually pretty good in this game.
So
I think I have to flip flop and